Ninja? Ninja! Ninja!
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
Hey, welcome everybody to a Sci-Fi Sunday movie bracket. Wait, movie. It's big Sci-Fi movie bracket. Honestly, wait. I don't know how Sunday fits in there, but it's a movie bracket and it's on a Sunday, and it's happening. So, got our co-host here, and then we've got Dan Foss joining us from Washington State. Thank you for jumping in.
Good evening.
Got links out there to a bunch of other people also. So if they're going to jump in, maybe they are. A bunch of people were watching these two dudes, Ghost and Clover, earlier. And I thought that maybe those people are still awake. They'd want to have something to jump into. Chatting about sci-fi movies. So I went to scorecount.com, which has a great bracket maker, and that's what's up behind here. That's not a starship. That is a bracket on the screen from scorecount.com. They make a pretty decent bracket user for this kind of, or bracket thingy for this kind of thing. So, well, this is a live event, so people are joining from a couple of different channels. And again, people are invited to join into the actual conversation here. So we'll start off with why we would even want to do a movie bracket. I asked the robots and they told us why. And then we can start coming up with some movies. So I put a link out there to Robot Assassin, one of our websites. And on that website, I have quite a bit of robot movies. Every robot movie? Okay, almost every robot movie. Definitely every robot movie I've seen. And then a couple that I haven't seen. But that's not every science fiction movie, but at least it's a good chunk of them. But we're going to be doing all sci-fi movies tonight. I figured I'd make it nice and broad. It's not as broad as all movies, not specific as robot movies. It's just all sci-fi. So with that being said, we'll give some time here for people to join and for people to leave suggestions. We'll put those suggestions into the bracket unaltered so that it's proof that it's live. And then we'll let them fight out. We'll have a bracket situation here, and we'll find out what the best sci-fi movie is. So before we even get a suggestion, what do you think the winner's going to be? You don't even know what the possibilities are. What do you think the winner's going to be?
Oh, Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
That's a big one. Man, I think back in the day, it used to be Independence Day would win these things a lot. I'm going to say Empire. But I'm just guessing because none of those are even on the list at this point. So we got Defense Dad out there saying he's about to fall asleep, but he did give us an idea here. How am I going to get this? I'm going to copy and paste somehow. Or at least drag and drop. That's even better. So can I drag and drop? Oh, I can't. Look at that. Blade Runner is the first one on the list. So he didn't say which Blade Runner. Do you got a preference? What's your take on Blade Runners?
The old one.
You like the real one?
Yep.
You've seen both of them?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I didn't. I chose not to see the new one.
Yeah, I don't know. I used to really, really like Blade Runner, and then more and more movies came out, and then it was like, I like it because it's the first, or it was the first one I seen, or it was cool, and then it was, not the only one left anymore. Oh, we got Lizard Larry joining us from San K. Wait, how would you say that backwards? Or anyway, thanks for joining in.
Sasnak.
Oh, Sasnak, that's where you're from?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's Snaznakian.
That's cool.
It's just on the other side of Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That
Well,
would
thanks for
be
jumping in.
Xarbin, by the way.
So we're doing movies. We got one recommendation so far for Blade Runner. Do you got a preference on Blade Runners? Old or new?
Me personally, no, I don't have any preference.
Have you seen them both?
No, just the old one.
So and then the other question I was asking is, what do you think is going to win without even having the thing filled out yet? We only have one item on the list.
So this is just sci-fi movies, period.
All sci-fi movies, and then just experience with all the times people have had conversations or you've seen other brackets like this. What do you think is going to win?
Depends on who's making the decisions. There's so many people, and there's so many different sci-fi movies out there with or without robots. Most of them are robot or computer oriented. I've got my favorites.
Sure.
I mean, I go all the way back to 2001: A Space Odyssey. That one's.
That's the one I was trying to think of. That one wins a lot, and I don't know if it's because of its age or because of its like classiness or whatever. Like it's a well done movie, or the sci-fi of it, or all the above, or something. But yeah, it wins a lot.
Well, it's because you watch it and you almost got to watch it all the way back through again because, like, didn't I miss part of that? And then after you've seen it 2 or 3 times, you get all the nuances and stuff. And then you watch the sequel and it's awful. Yeah, the sequel was awful. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have to even think about the 2012 or whatever.
2010, the year we made contact or something like that, I think.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember. I've seen it once or two, and it was like not the same.
I was like, no, this isn't good.
All right, well, it looks like we lost DJ now, but
oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, there's so many good ones out there. The RoboCop series, the Terminator series. They threw out Short Circuit.
That's what I say. Wednesday I gave us Short Circuits. You know, that's our second one on the list.
But gosh, there's an old one. I go back to some older stuff I saw when I was a kid, like Silent Running and stuff like that. That was good.
Yeah, I didn't see Silent Running until I started trying to watch every robot movie, and then I watched it. So I know what it is now. But,
Logan's Run, stuff like that.
I don't know. Some of those are interesting because they had a message and they were trying to get the message across. And they were like, oh, okay, if we make this movie, we can heavily soak it in this angle of the movie or this essence of the movie, which will get this message we want across. And then some of them became iconic, like Soylent Green, you know, and
oh yeah,
you know, like Planet of the Apes is sci-fi.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That came out at the same time that 2001 did.
Really? Yeah, big difference in quality or whatever, but which one would you rather go watch over and over?
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, really.
I've seen it more, that's for sure.
It's like you want everyone to have seen 2001, but yeah, you don't need to watch it over and over.
Well, it came out in 68 or 69, and the special effects in it for the time are incredible.
Very good. Yeah. And yeah, just done in such like the same way Star Wars made everything natural. It just made everything like, oh yeah, also we're in the future and we're in space. No big deal. And it was just like, yeah. Okay. So yeah, we're waiting for people out there to give us suggestions, or should we not wait and just make our own suggestions? It just seems weird if we're going to vote on our own suggestions, you know? So I'm not in a big hurry here. We're only 10 minutes in. So I did invite a whole bunch of people. So maybe some other people will jump in. Somebody wants to jump
Two
in.
Live
Let me know.
is out there. He threw one out. There's Defense Dad.
Oh, okay. The black hole. Yeah, so it's not just robot movies. I put that. I only have a link of robot movies. I actually have another one that's kind of different. It's technical movies, like technical documentaries, I should say. But I didn't put that in here because I don't know if we want. Would you guys count technical documentaries as sci-fi? I guess you can't because it's not fiction. It's documentaries. It's real. So I just happen to only have a list of robot movies. I'm sure there's lists of sci-fi movies out there. I just didn't have one to link to. But I'll take robot movies because I'm a big fan of them. We'll kind of talk about these as they come in, and then that way, we can just vote on them without having to chat about them. So, Share Wars. Is that a real one?
Which one?
He said he's saying a bunch of them: Cherry 2000, iRobot, Megan, and Share Wars. I don't know if that's a real one or if that's maybe the robot took his thing and messed with it.
I got one, but I can't remember the name of it. I'm going to have to Google it real quick and see if I got the right movie.
Now, Megan, I don't know if I even watched that one all the way through because it was super weird and I didn't like it.
Yeah, that's it. Fantastic Voyage. You ever see that?
Is that a cartoon?
No, they shrink up these people and inject them into this guy to fight some sort of...
Oh, is this the old one or that's not the one?
It's an old one, yeah. It's really
I think those
cool.
were pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, he said Star Wars. He had a typo.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, because I couldn't find Share Wars.
I was going to say.
It's like, I'm interested. It sounds interesting.
I did see one called Car Wars, I can remember. It was about these used car salesmen that were right across the street from each other, and they kept fighting over customers and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that. It's name brand actors in it before they were real big. Yeah.
Sky Captain, I really liked the look of the movie. It was kind of like 300 where it's all green screen. Okay. And it was kind of one of the early ones like that. I like the look of it.
They played into it. They made it like propaganda-ish. I really dig it. But you didn't like the movie?
It was a mediocre movie.
Flash Gordon. Mm-hmm.
See, that's the thing. I really liked the movie. I mean, it was, if you think of it as like popcorn, like I'm going to go watch, what are those called? Like a cliffhanger or whatever. Those were called back in the days when you'd watch those kind of movies.
Yeah.
I think of it as like one of those. And you're watching like a section of a longer movie, like a section of a longer story, I should say. So anyway, I kind of thought it was pretty cool. But it was a little weird.
Flash Gordon. It's not a good movie, but I love it. And if you read up on the history of, when they were making it, the guy that played Flash Gordon, the lead, he quit partway through the movie because it was such a shit show.
Are you talking about the one with Queen and shit? Or are you talking about the old black and white one?
Yeah, the one with Queen.
And that was am I wrong, or was that movie a result of the guy wanting to do Dune and they wouldn't let him or something? So they were like, well, why don't you do this? It's smaller.
That I don't remember.
I think it was something like somebody was told, like, do this, it's smaller. And that's how they tried to cram so much into that movie or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing.
I forgot about Close.
I invited Matt. He knows a lot of this stuff. It might be too late for him. There's the next question. I have it set to 16. Should I make it 32 or should I leave it at 16 because we're almost filled? I'll let the audience decide. You're the ones who are going to be listening. We're only the ones that have to be here doing it. Close Encounters, I guess.
I get the same amount of money whether it's 16 or 32, so I don't care.
That's what I figured, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's either we're going to be sitting here BSing, essentially. So you want us to be live while we're BSing, or you want us to end the show half an hour early and then BS offline?
Full disclosure. There you go.
So, Aliens, Honcho, Attack of the Coachmans. I don't have that one. I haven't seen that one in a long time. Please,
I don't know if Attack of the Killer Tomatoes quite fits under sci-fi.
Well, it's science-y because of the way that the Killer Tomatoes happened, and it's fiction. So what would you call it? Like horror or action?
It's kind of horror comedy.
I'm down with saying horror comedy and not putting it in here because you got to draw lines somewhere. So I'm okay with that. And we only have 16. Well, we don't know yet. People haven't answered. Oh, okay, look at that. Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
That is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, that's one of the best movies ever. And I think it's in a different way, like Sky Captain, right?
Yeah.
I mean, totally different type, but like Sky Captain, it's like they were like, you know what, screw it. Let's just make a middle of a serial and just let people catch up. And we've got 12 monkeys. Somebody is going to have to give us, oh, you know what I'll do?
That's another one that I really, really like was 12 Monkeys.
Oh yeah,
We got to flip counts over here, and then
And The Last Starfighter.
Well, we're already way past 16, so we have to make it 32, I guess. We got to flip counts over here. Oh, you know what? I'm looking at everything on the ones.
And The Last Starfighter.
Well, we're already way past. I'm going to flip this to 32 then. I guess I'm not paying attention to comments that are coming up on the gear side potentially. I just thought of that. I'm on 2 channels. Buckeye. So then we got 12 monkeys, which is nobody needs that many monkeys. The Last Starfighter, and then Battle Beyond the Sun of Stars.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the one with the boob ship.
Yeah, with the slug ship, with John Boy from the Waltons.
Yeah, with John Boy. I couldn't get over that. Like, you can't cast the guy from Little House on the Prairie in Sci-Fi after Star Wars and expect me to take this seriously. It's not going to happen. And then put a boob ship in it. I guess that was the point, though, I guess, right? To just make it weird.
Well, it was a Corman movie.
What does that mean?
Roger Corman, the director. Oh, he directed B movies.
Oh, so he was trying to be kind of corny or whatever?
I don't know if he was trying, but he was.
well, with no more budget than they probably gave him.
Well,
And we'll zap these into it lets us random these, by the way. So right now they're not being set up in order. We'll random it like 3 times to make sure all these get just kind of random placement against each other instead of setting it up being weird like some people that don't random on their brackets who didn't join in. I'm just saying, I've invited people who do brackets that didn't join in, and they don't randomize their brackets.
pretty much so far, there's only like 3 movies that I don't like. The rest of them I really like.
Out of the list we got 21
Yeah.
at this point. We've gone to 32, so
Ice
Spaceballs.
Pirates is in
Everybody
there
loves
twice.
Spaceballs. Oh, is it? Thanks.
Yeah.
Everybody likes Spaceballs. I've never liked Spaceballs. I think I watched it once and I was like, I didn't even laugh. And then I've had to watch it multiple times over the years. Oh yeah, there's 2 Repo Mans. I like Repo Man, and then I forget what it's about, and I have to watch it again. And I'm like, oh yeah, I like Repo Man. Then I forget what it's about. I think we got Starship Troopers in there already.
Do you like Mel Brooks movies?
No, I don't like anything he makes.
Oh.
That's why. I mean, he could. I literally do not like anything he's ever done. I don't like the things that he's in. There's a bunch of actors like that, though. I think it's because of HBO. You remember back when there was like HBO and TMC? Wait, was it TMC? Yeah, TMC, HBO, and that was it. And at least for my cable company, that was it. And there was a couple. That's when some of these movies were probably cheap or something. Like, I don't know. They weren't just made or nothing, I don't think. So it was in the 80s, and these were all made in the 70s, weren't they? But I don't know. I just know that I've seen these movies every day after school, and you had to watch them because they were on cable and there's nothing else to do. Watch nothing, turn the TV off, or have these movies going. So I probably watched them so many times that I just can't watch them anymore.
That's why I never got Showtime or HBO, because it was, a month of the same movies every
Same
day.
movie, or maybe 4, but it was like 16 times, and then it would be the other one 16 times, and then the other one 16 times, because people weren't used to how to watch cable. I don't even know, is it still like that? I don't really watch cable.
I don't know. I haven't seen it in a long, long time.
I mean, as soon as there was something besides cable, I got out of there.
Boo. I don't think that's sci-fi.
Which one?
Debbie Does Dallas.
Space Truckers is a new. Is no, it's an old one.
No, it's an older one. It's
Space
not a good
Sweeper.
movie. The only thing good is when Dennis Hopper talks about the squared hogs that he's hauling.
So we're getting down to the bottom. Westworld.
The
Trackers,
Andromeda
is that a
Strain.
real one?
There's an old one.
Is Trackers a real one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to look that one up. That's the first one that I can't think of, I think. And then Transformers, I'm assuming, I don't know which one. You have to tell us which Transformers. I'll put it in here, but you're going to have to because there's too many Transformers.
Yeah, there's like the 80s cartoon, which is the first one. The cartoon movie.
Screamers, is that real or is that some kind
Yeah.
of fake Debbie Does Dallas thing?
It's a horror. Kind of. I would put it more horror. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Then, especially when the Astronomer String is right here, which is one of my favorite movies of all time too.
Yeah. That's one that I don't know. I
Oh shit, we're done. That's it.
used to
Done.
have it.
I watch Andromeda Strain probably twice a year. I like it so much. Just because it's such a cool 70s movie.
Well, way back when the DirecTV on their movie channels, I could record them. Then that's one of the ones I recorded.
Ah, okay. So you just have it like on your HD or whatever.
Well, no, I on VHS. I hooked the VHS up to it. They didn't have the. This was back.
DirecTV.
Yeah, this was back in the 90s. So they didn't have all the copyright stuff on it.
Oh, you know what? I probably did that to myself because now that you say that, we would do that. Even if the movie was on all the time, we would still record it onto whatever VHS tape we could find because they would give people VHS tapes back in the day. Like they give you thumb drives now. So you would get a VHS tape and it would be like 14, 34, 27 minutes long for some reason because it was supposed to be a presentation on something. And then you'd record like 27 minutes of the best parts of Terminator. And then you would just watch that. I remember doing that. So we probably ruined some movies ourselves by recording them. So we still don't know what does Michael Bay Transformers mean?
That's the newer ones.
First robot or the first robot movie one? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it. That's everybody's. Thanks everybody for joining in and recommending them. We've got 32. And we're putting them on scorecount.com. They don't pay me nothing, but they use this cool format. So I just want to mention them. They're cool. So I'm going to shuffle 2, 3. Now they're shuffled. So all those ones that you gave us aren't in the order that you gave them to us anymore or in any other kind of order. Without any further doing, let me see, does this work? Yep. Short Circuit versus Dark City, the first one.
I'm going to go Short Circuit.
Okay, that works, but it's a little weird for me. So if I go over here now and do a poll and go, let me see if I can efficiently do this by highlighting just these two. That would be awesome. Okay, that didn't work. Can I do it this way? Dang it. If I can do Short Circuit, oh, it isn't going to work. I can copy and paste it probably. Doing some tech here real quick. Nope, that ain't working either. All right, so I'm just going to go A or B, and then you know what that means. A is the first one, or I guess 1 or 2. I should have done 1 or 2. Then that way they can vote also. But then we might have a tie, I guess. We'll give the audience 2 votes. So, right, we don't tie. Sorry, so I don't know what you guys said. Short Circuit or Dark City?
I went Short Circuit.
Yeah, that's the same thing for me.
Okay, so I'm trying to remember. Dark City's this weird movie with like a wall or something, and then the guy walks outside the wall and there's water or something. So I'm going with that one because I hate Short Circuit. I mean, any movie could have been up against Short Circuit except for maybe one of what's his name's movies, and then it would have been frustrating for me. But I never liked Short Circuit. Why would? Yeah, I don't like it. We've got 100%, so it looks like Short Circuit did in fact win by 4 votes, so to 1. Then the next one is End or there's only 2 votes on that. So here's how it's going to work. I'm not waiting for votes tonight. We'll just, while the poll's up, you can vote, and once the poll's over, you missed the voting. How about that? So it's 3 and 4. That make it a little easier to see what's happening. Now, you guys, Battle Beyond the Stars or Repo Man 1984?
I'll go Battle Beyond the Stars. I like it more than Repo Man.
I'll go Repo Man on that one.
I'm going Repo Man. So now it's up to the audience. And they are saying, how many votes should we get to before we make a decision? There's 14 people watching. We got 3 votes and we're hanging. So we'll say that's enough, right? As soon as we hang. So 3, that goes to Repo Man. So Repo Man gets 4. So we've got tendency going here. So let me end that poll. And the next one is trackers, which I do not remember. So who can help me remember trackers? And then Back to the Future. I'm looking it up. I haven't heard of it. Trackers movie. Oh, 2020?
That's not what I was thinking of.
Mm-mm. Trackers official. Oh, it's a YouTube thing? Oh, it's a trailer that I just clicked on. Here it is. Oh, it's a TV series. Oh, maybe we got owned.
Oh, there's a 2020 trackers.
So everybody's voting for Back to the Future, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what I'd go, yeah.
I don't like Back to the Future, but I don't know what trackers is. So the next one is Star Wars versus Andromeda Strain.
Oh, I wish those weren't together.
Yeah, that's tough, but I can handle not giving it to Star Wars because that's not the best of the Star Wars. It's a good Star Wars and everything. But I'm going to give it to Andromeda Strain because I like Star Wars and everything, but there's plenty of other Star Warses to get votes where I like Andromeda Strain singular. You know what I mean?
I would still go with Star Wars.
I'm going to go Andromeda Strain on that one.
Oh, now it's up to the audience. And we got 2 votes for Star Wars. And that's it. That's it. So that's the first actual close one. What happened here? I just have to push it, I guess. Okay. So then the next one is iRobot and Transformers. That's not too tough for me. What do you guys think?
I didn't like either movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Will Smith was awful.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's horrible. Yes.
The way the Transformers transformed, I didn't like. And then the whole thing with the Energon cubes was all wrong, according to the cartoon, the original cartoons. So I didn't like either of them.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the original Transformer stuff. I just got distracted by the robots wiggling so much, yeah.
Out of those 2, I'd say Transformers.
Yep, I agree.
Oh, so you're saying Transformers and Gizzard is saying Transformers.
Yes.
I'm going with iRobot still. I mean, even though Will Smith isn't that good, he was, I mean, I don't know who would have been better. That's one thing. Like, he did it. He's Will Smith. He's not like the guy from iRobot, but in iRobot, it's not about the guy. You know what I mean? It's about the concept. Yeah. And it was really about the robot. So he's trying to be Will Smith, and that got it movie attention. So that's the other thing. It's, like it had to be after Independence Day, right? So people were like, okay, this guy's a well-established sci-fi actor. Everybody likes him. So let's give Isaac Asimov to Will Smith. Like, I'm okay with that completely.
Best thing I heard about that movie was I heard 2 guys talking about it. One guy's buddy told him, yeah, Will Smith is going to be an iRobot. The other buddy's like, Will Smith can't even spell iRobot.
Well, that's fine. Robot movies are definitely in the realm. We'll do more. It's not like the only time we're going to talk about sci-fi movies. Okay, so do we get an answer? Oh, I never. What happened? Oh, I hit the wrong button. Sorry, everybody. I hit the add option instead of ask. So now we'll get an answer from everybody. First three questions for iRobot or Transformers. It's not actually a done deal. I still voted for the one. They voted for the other two, which means y'all can adjust that one when you all can make a difference. It looks like it's going to Transformers. 2 votes. And the next vote, actually, no, it can't happen, so 4. Then the next one is Space Truckers or Lost in Space. That's actually a pretty good matchup.
I'm gonna say Lost in Space. They're again both aren't good movies, but Lost in Space I thought was a little bit better. I liked it. It just isn't a good movie.
I think they both had like good potential too, and then they both were like, "Okay, I'm going to be artsy in this way." All right, well, you kind of ruined it doing that.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that.
So, which one did you go with? Lost in Space?
Lost in Space.
Okay, everybody went Lost in Space. They can't. Oh yeah, no, they can't adjust that one. So I don't know why I bothered making that a poll. You can vote uselessly if you want. A bunch of people are going to do a chat about how it was so useless to vote on 11 and 12, and it was all rigged, and this was a mock election or a mock whatever this was. So the next one is Flash Gordon versus Dune. That's not. Do I even need to do anything here? Or actually, maybe people hate Dune, so I'm going to put it up there. 13 or 14? What do you think?
It's another kind of tough one.
Oh, really?
I like them both, but for different reasons.
They're both from the 80s, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because Flash Gordon is almost kind of like a Terry Gilliam movie.
Oh, I never thought about it like that. Like differently done, but like trying to be like its own thing, I guess.
Yeah.
I never liked it. I can't deal with it. I'm not a fan of Flash Gordon. I never was. So Dune, I've liked everything about Dune since the beginning. I'm going Dune.
I'll go Dune.
Same.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
So audience can now this conspiracy is complete.
Oh,
It's a 50-50 tie out there.
The heat is building out in the audience.
So next is, sometimes y'all make the decision, that's not necessarily these times. So the next one is Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai, which is also number 15, or Westworld, which is number 16. And we're talking the movie, I guess, not the TV show. Although, like Star Wars, I voted on that Star Wars one knowing that there are other things. So Westworld doesn't stand alone in my mind. Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai stands alone.
Westworld is a lot better movie, but I love Buckaroo Banzai, so I'm voting Buckaroo Banzai. Are we voting what's better or what we want, or?
Here's what we want, right? Or what's we're not like trying to keep our pinkies up and recommend it to like some kind of board of people who are going to authorize science fiction movies in the future.
I wish they had made that second movie, the League of whatever.
Oh yeah, I think they still could, and I think it would have been an awesome animated thing. I think it should be an animated run, right? And I can't imagine why they wouldn't. They could make it animated for the cost of whatever it costs, like toys to make toy cartoons, which is nothing. You would think it would be nothing for a bunch of actors to put that money together and then voice it themselves, all the actors that were in the movie, and then make residuals forever. I mean, I guess they just figured they wouldn't make any money on it. But now that it's a super, what do they call that? There's a name for those movies, that cult favorite or whatever. You would think it would be super practical to make an animated version of it now. But whatever. So what are we voting? Everybody's voting Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai?
Just to appease the audience, I'll go with Westworld.
They voted Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh, okay. Well, at least they got to vote.
Yeah, with Westworld, I don't know, because there was Future World too. And to me, they just kind of seemed like the same movie. I liked
Yeah,
it.
I didn't
but-
see that. Or I think I did, but I didn't realize it at the time. Because I think I seen Westworld on VHS, like, and it was comparing it to other VHS or other movies at the time. I didn't watch it when it came out, in other words. Or I don't think I could have. It came out in the early 70s or something. Anyhow, Cherry 2000 or Serenity? Oh, two girl movies.
I remember the title. I don't remember the movie on Cherry 2000.
It's some girl from some TV shows in the 80s. Oh, I don't remember her name. She had like hair. And then she was a robot prostitute, I think. And then somebody, I forget what that was, but she was walking along in the future desert and somebody was in a car and found her or got her somehow or got her out of a lake or something. And then they need to find batteries for her so that she can do something. I forget. It's kind of a weird driving around in the desert in the future, kind of like Tank Girl or something, except different. And that's probably not the best review at Cherry 2000. You remember seeing it, Gizzard?
No.
I can't think of her name. She's in a movie. I remember her being famous from a TV show, I think, and then she was also in some movies. But she's a name brand. She was married to Don Johnson or somebody, or she's in a Don Johnson movie, maybe, or TV show.
Melanie Griffith.
Yeah.
Oh.
So she's like a robot prostitute in the future, and some guy in a car drives around and finds her. And then Serenity is the cowboy space movie.
I'm going to say Serenity. I liked it. I didn't like the ending, but I liked it. The TV show I just kind of liked. I wasn't real into it.
Oh, really? What about Gizzard?
Yeah, Serenity.
And it looks like the audience is all voting it, so we're all unanimously voting for that one. That's interesting. Although somebody voted for it, so at least the person who suggested it probably voted for Cherry 2000. The next one is going to be an old movie versus a medium old movie, and that would be The Iced Pirates, 19, or 12 Monkeys. Did the same guy make both of these?
I don't know.
Not either. But they're both kind of odd. They're both kind of cool. And they're both definitely interesting sci-fi. Like they take it in different directions, but like in directions. They don't just play to the boring middle of sci-fi. Anyway, which ones do you guys like? Ice Pirates or 12 Monkeys?
I'm going to say 12 Monkeys. It's a better movie, but I like both of them.
Yeah, that's the way I was going to go too.
Okay, for the same different reasons, I think I like 12 Monkeys better. Yeah, and I used to like Ice Pirates, but if it was that, what was the other one that was about the guy who was like an AC repairman coming to some guy's house and fixing the walls?
What, Brazil?
Brazil, yeah, I like Brazil a lot better than Ice Pirates. Isn't that the same guy?
That's got Robert De Niro. Well, it's Price.
The same made it. I mean,
oh, that's Terry Gilliam. Did Brazil? Price was the lead, and then Robert De Niro was the rogue plumber.
But didn't the same people make the same movie or make both movies?
I think was 12 Monkeys a Gilliam movie?
Well, I don't know about 12 Monkeys, but
yeah, 12 Monkeys was another Gilliam movie. Ice Pirates wasn't.
Oh, okay. But I think of Ice Pirates as like that guy's style, like, kind of taking it in a direction. I mean, not exactly the same, but at least taking it in a direction, not paying too much attention to what came before, just doing his thing. I dig that. So anyway, we all voted 12 Monkeys, I think, and the audience is 50-50. So it's going to Ice-Fire, or it's going to 12 Monkeys, I guess. All right, Bicentennial Man or The Last Starfighter. This is probably the one that I have the least interest in. I don't really have a vote for either of these. I could be swayed for sure. What do y'all like? What better on these?
Last Starfighter.
And that's the one where the kids play the video game, and then
Yep.
he gets sent on a quest or whatever
Against the
Like
Conan
video game so good.
Armada.
Nobody ever talks about the one where he's got the. Oh wait, is this the one where they put something like there's like a ball that floats around? That's a different movie, right?
What, Phantasm?
No, there's like a clear ball that some kid gets somewhere, and then they put some kind of a cart inside of it so that they can stay upright, and then it turns out that takes them into space.
Flight of the Navigator?
Yeah, I confuse those movies all the time because I don't know if I think I was kind of older than these movies. But this is the one where he's playing a video game at like a mobile home park, and then the aliens come down and are like, "You're so good at that video game." Yeah, I thought that was kind of a cool premise for sure. Like, it's ideal. Like, you're gonna try to find out if people are smart enough to fly your spaceships. Give them flight simulators.
Yeah, and the guy that comes down to get him, Robert Preston, is a really good actor.
I'll have to watch it again. It's been forever since I've watched that one. So I've got mouth pains a little bit tonight. Anyway, which ones you voting?
Yeah, let's go ahead and go with The Last Starfighter.
That's where I'm going. I don't even remember it, but I don't like Bicentennial Man.
Yeah, I didn't either.
And the audience is with us, so 5. Oops, 5. So the next one, this is an interesting one. Starship Troopers versus Blade Runner. People are opinionated on all of these. Not necessarily the same people like both either. So this will be an interesting one. So 23 is Starship Troopers, and 24 is Blade Runner, the old one.
That's another kind of tough one. I'm going to say Blood Runner. Blade Runner?
Blade Troopers, Starship Runner.
I do like Starship Troopers. I hate the chick in the movie because I really dislike women that are like that. But that's the misogyny coming out.
Which one? The one who's like trying to woo the guy who likes this pilot, or the pilot?
No, not the red. The redhead was fine. The pilot, the one that leaves him.
She's a douche.
Yeah.
When they created the nozzle, they created it off of her. All right, so Gizzard?
I'm gonna go with Starship Troopers on that one.
I don't know why I put a Blade Runner one there. So there's 3 of us for that, and the audience said weird. The audience liked Blade Runner.
Well, I said Blade Runner.
That's what I thought.
Oh, okay. I'm messing things up. So that means it's 3-2. Oh shit.
Upset.
Yeah. All right. So then the first Predator movie, which will be 25, or The Abyss.
This is a pretty good bracket, I'll have to say, because they're good movies for different reasons up against each other. Makes it tough.
Yeah, and the random made it really neat. It's pretty good randomization. Yeah, and like definitely very little, similar between Predator and Abyss, right?
Yeah.
But they're pretty much same time frame. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if they're that many years apart from each other.
I'm going to say Predator. Because like on the Abyss, the stuff with the liquid and the mouse, that was real. They really did that to the mouse. And they stuck it in the liquid.
Uh-huh.
And it could breathe.
Well, that's a real way of diving. Like when they go real far down, they have to get in some kind of fluid or something. Like that's for real.
Yeah, I'd go with Predator on that one.
So which one did you go with, Foss?
Predator.
Okay, so there's too many of those underwater movies that I mix them up anyway. But I liked them kind of when they came out because they were the beginning of CGI and stuff. But they're too much like close to horror, I guess, to me. When they're like the whole like it's not horror. It's there's a word for that where it's ominous all the damn time.
Suspense.
Thriller.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in thriller because they almost always have to assume you're an idiot, and they're like, oh, "What are we gonna do? Well, break that window and jump out the window." Like, "Oh, what are we gonna do? Like, break the wall? It's made out of drywall and there's studs like 18 inches apart. Break the freaking drywall. Oh, what are we gonna do? Like, open the fucking door? Like, what the hell? Like, I can't handle these shows."
And I only liked the first Predator. I didn't like any other Predator.
Oh, really? You don't like Predators versus Aliens or none of that
Nope.
business?
Nope.
One of the reasons I like Predator is that it started out just being a Predator movie, and then it got way more than that. It became part of our culture, and then they started playing with it, and then they took aliens and mixed them together, and then it went into comic books and a video game, and more probably, and then it's still going. Like that's one of the coolest things ever. Arnold Schwarzenegger, a lot of people blow that dude off, especially in the '80s. After Conan and stuff,
Yeah.
and dude became governor and shit. So I think, man, I dig Predator a lot, like a lot of it. Plus, it's just freaking wicked in so many ways.
You got a super chat out there.
Oh, thanks for that. $4.99 from the people I stole Mellow off of. We've got the votes coming in for Predator as well, so that's the big 5 for Predator. All right, the next one is going up as what happened there? Yeah, okay. Took a minute for my poll to happen. Aliens, the second movie, versus Spaceballs, the only movie. All right, is there a Spaceballs 2? I think there was a Spaceballs 2, wasn't there?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't recall one, but
Mm-mm.
I'm going to say Aliens. I do like Spaceballs, but Aliens is such a better movie.
Yeah, I agree.
My computer's glitching. Hold on. You guys both went with Aliens over Spaceballs?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, happy because I hate Spaceballs. Let's see what the audience is saying. Spaceballs. So we get to push it through anyway. And then we get Black Hole versus Close Encounters. So there you can tell there's not a lot of polling time out there for y'all. We're doing a lot of polls. These polls.
You can't see it.
What?
You can't see it on the screen.
Let's see what. Oh, because of the super chat.
Yeah.
Nice. These polls, I worked it out with YouTube. These are free tonight. You can vote in these polls for free, but I don't leave them up on the screen very long. So this next one is 29 is Black Hole, 30 is Close Encounters. That's actually a pretty interesting mix too, at least appropriate mix. Is that the way to say it? Like they're both in the same time frame. Kind of both for kids.
I will have to go Close Encounters. I do really like Black Hole. I own them both on DVD, but Close Encounters again is a lot better movie. Although Maximilian kicks ass.
Same thing here. Close Encounters.
Sorry about that. I'm muted the whole time. So I was saying I just responded to Defense Dad out there in text, but I don't know if you guys want to talk about that or not. It's up to you guys. We're in the middle of a bracket, but it's real life, so I don't mind if you want to chat
Yeah, I
about
saw
it.
that. That's some scary stuff.
I just threw out there that, and I hope this explains what I mean, that it's sad that she was there, and I'm glad she's okay, but I'm also glad that a real person that we know got to witness something like that in real life. She's going to be different after seeing the reaction. I know that I'm the person I am after seeing people react in ways to horrible situations as I was young. And, from those experiences, I was able to determine I am or I am never going to act like these people, right? Like these people were useless, or these people acted in a way that I hope to be able to react, right? So, and that happens with everything. I'm not saying some people are better than others. I'm just saying, like, when something amazing or horrible happens, some people are there to participate and be involved, and other people flee, and then other people that witness all that, and that's what makes. So it's sad that she had to be there, but I'm super glad she's
Yeah.
okay. I'm just, because you can go a whole life of never experiencing anything, and how full can you be? So she's going to be a better person. I'm just sad that she had to, she's going through it or whatever. But anyway, I don't know if that's appropriate or not. But let's keep going, I guess. Black Hole versus Close Encounters.
Close Encounters.
Close Encounters.
Close Encounters has, I watched it again recently, and it has some of the coolest guns ever in it, by the way. And the audience voted for Close Encounters, so that makes it 5-0. Black Hole's good, but yeah, it's nothing close. It's not Close Encounters. So Megan is an Arnold Schwarzenegger thing, and it's like modern. And Sky Captain, is it a zombie movie? Or is it a robot movie? I forget. And then Sky Captain is the one we were talking about. What do you guys think?
I'm going to go Sky Captain.
Yep. Me too.
Well, I'm going Sky Captain also, so I'm not even going to bother putting it up as a thing. It's that the frustration and agony of being in the audience and not jumping in. I should have given Crump I didn't see Crump out there. I didn't think about Crump. I'll throw you a link next time, or if you want a link, let me know. I just don't think of people on the East Coast being awake. Okay, so the next one is the next round or whatever. Short Circuit versus Repo Man. Why not, instead of me having to do polls every time, be ready as the audience to jump in on one of these? But actually, we can't tie, can we? These have been decided by the audience, so I'll just keep doing tie polls. So this will be A and B. Short Circuit is A, Repo Man is B. What do you guys think?
Short Circuit.
Repo Man.
Oh, snap. I'm going Repo because I don't like Short Circuit. Not so much because I love Repo, although I do like Repo Man. And let's see what the audience says. Audience gets 2 votes, so the audience is taking this one to Short Circuit. Okay, the next one is Back to the Future versus the Star Wars.
Ooh,
That
this
could
could
really
be fun.
challenge some people. Yeah, that's going to be annoying to people. Come on. Oh, what should I do it like this? No, I'll just do it A and B. Oops, there. What do you guys think?
I'm going to stick with Star Wars.
That's
Yeah,
the way
Michael.
I'd have to go too.
Me too. So audience got screwed out of that one unless they pick Star Wars. Transformers. What would we say on the first one versus Lost in Space?
Yeah.
Gizzard?
I'm going to say Transformers.
I'm going to say Lost in Space.
The first one, is that the one with the kid and the little remote control car and trying to be funny all the time? I can't remember the first Transformers anymore. And that's where the one bad dude was underneath the dam? Or is that the second one? I think the first one was kind of lame, and I really kind of liked Lost in Space. So Gizzard was on Transformers. What was Foss?
Lost in Space.
I'm going Lost in Space just to be interesting, and now we'll see what the audience says. Oh, snap. Lost in Space. I could have gone either way. So that one was the audience's fault. 5. Lost in the Space. Next is Dunes or Buckaroo Banzai. 2 weird movies. You got to be weird to like one of these. There's a bunch of people that hate both of these movies. What do you think, Gizzard?
I'm gonna go with Dune.
Thoughts?
I'm gonna go Buckaroo Banzai.
There's only one Buckaroo Banzai, and there's other Dunes. And I do like Dune, but this one's going to go to the audience. They're going with Buckaroo Banzai. I would have gone Dune, except like I say, there's other Dunes. So 4.
You can't
Next.
vote against John Big McBooty.
Serenity, 12 Monkeys.
12 Monkeys.
12 Monkeys.
Uh-oh. Okay, I'm going to go the other way, not just to be, just because whatever, but I do like Serenity a lot. So that'll give the audience this one. So if you're thinking like your vote don't matter, that's what it's all about. That's why we have it running so that you can vote. Oh, damn, they are voting on my side. And then Last Starfighter or Blade Runner?
The kid in me says Last Starfighter. The young adult in me says Blade Runner. I'll go Blade Runner.
I'm going Blade Runner. Never really
I'll go
liked
with The Last Starfighter.
This one's also the audience's, and they are going with Gizzard. Oh, yeah. That one is also the audience's choice. And then the real Predator, first Predator versus the second.
Predator versus Alien.
Yeah, Predator versus Aliens, but not the normal Predator versus Aliens. This is the first Predator versus the second Aliens.
This is an impossible choice.
Predator.
Oops. I gotta figure out how to kill this stupid thing and then do that. Okay. So, oh man.
Just because
for
you
me,
said
it's
it was
Predator.
an impossible choice, so I made one real fast.
For me, it's Predator. I don't mind Aliens, but
I'm going to say
I'll always
Aliens.
watch something besides Aliens.
As
I
a
like
friend
it.
told me once, pick one and go with it.
And I only like half the Aliens because they're Aliens versus Predators. Like I would have dropped Aliens off of my radar a long time ago.
I only like the first two.
Yeah. Exactly. And if they showed more spaceships, I'd like Aliens. Like when they did Prometheus, I was like, all right, I don't like it, but I like seeing stuff more than just the inside of buildings. I'm sick of watching movies that are all inside of buildings. All inside of caves or whatever, all inside of whatever hallways and stuff. Like I want a movie that shows something once in a while, especially when they're CGI and you can make whatever you want. The audience isn't helping us at all, so we're at 6 votes and it's a stalemate.
Oh no.
It is a tough one. The second Aliens is the Marines, right? Everybody loves that one.
Yeah.
How different would Predators have been if Space Marines were like, I don't know how they get dropped, but if they were dropped like Starship Troopers, like just dropped out of a carrier that drops out of space. So like out of nowhere, there's all these Space Marines hanging out with the Predator dudes in the jungle, wailing on the Predator. And then Alien comes out of nowhere, and Alien and Predator start fighting each other, and all the Predator people and the and the Alien things. Okay, now we got to vote. And in the favor of Aliens took it. The audience went with Foss and took it to the next level. That takes us to Close Encounters, the closest of encounters, or Sky Capitan. How do you say Sky?
I don't know. No habla.
Yeah, no habla. ¿Cómo se dice Sky? Capitan.
Donde es el baño? Close Encounters.
Yep, same.
All right, I'll go with Sky Captain because try to keep it alive. I'm super big fan of that. I probably watch that one at least once a year. I can't get and it's the helicopter, or what do you call it, the aircraft carrier thing. aircraft carrier thing is amazing. Well, plus I like a lot of it. The robots are good. Some of the people I can understand why the actors, like they could have picked actors I'd never seen before, and I would have loved it a lot more. I do not like most of the actors in it; they seem all weird. The girl is okay. They should have made a sequel to that. I don't know what the story is with that. I guess everybody hates it enough that they didn't bother. Oh, we got a vote. Oh, pretty obviously, Close to Encounters. Nobody likes the other one. All right, so now we're heading to the third wave of sci-fi. Anyone want to guess who's winning this? Close Encounters, Aliens, Starfighter, Monkeys, Buckaroo, Space, or Lost in Space, Star Wars, Short Circuit. Who's winning this? I'm thinking Star Wars.
That'd be my guess.
Because Empire would have been my guess, I think, before.
Empire was the first one that I saw. I saw it in the theater, and I didn't see Star Wars until after that.
Oh yeah, there was a whole generation of people. There must be that couldn't have seen Star Wars because they were too little, and then seen Empire as if it was the first thing they ever seen. Maybe like
I knew
the way we
of it.
saw Star Wars.
I know I liked it. I had an X-wing fighter in the 70s.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you couldn't
I
watch,
actually saw Star Wars in its original theater run. Yeah,
and you were like a older.
It's
You
in
were probably
high
in high
school.
school or some shit. Yeah,
Mhm.
like I was a little kid standing in line. They would drop. Wait, no, it was too little for dropping us off at the movies yet. They would drop us off like 8 at a time at the movies, but they wouldn't stand there with us. But we would get dropped off at Star Wars. It was the first experience I ever had, maybe the only experience, with standing around a movie theater for like however many showings it took before you could get in, because the line was around the movie theater to get in. But that was because we're watching it for like the fourth time. But anyway, there was that. I'm saying though that there was no VHS tapes when Empire came out. Like VHS and all that stuff didn't happen until way later, right? So
Right.
you could have never seen Star Wars and then seen Empire and have no idea except for what people told you about, because there was no way for you to see Star Wars. They weren't showing it on TV. Maybe they didn't show it in the movie theater right before Empire or nothing, did they? I don't remember anything like that. I think we just had to remember Star Wars and then go watch Empire out of like from scratch. That doesn't even happen anymore. Like that can't happen anymore. Everyone can just watch anything they want on demand. It's so different.
Yeah, when we saw Star Wars in a theater, we'd never seen anything like that before, as far as all the special effects and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
for its day, that was pretty damn cool, let me tell you.
They won a bunch of Oscars for the technical innovations they did. You know, like the motion tracking. They created that, and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, nowadays you consider that fairly low grade, but in the 70s that was pretty high tech stuff.
I'm voting Star Wars.
Me too.
The poll is voting short, or the poll is dominating Short Circuit over Star Wars. That's so weird.
Wow.
See, I don't know. I think they could have made Short Circuit good, possibly, but they made the robot bad. I don't like the actor. I don't like the girl in it. Like, I don't like any part of that movie. The story was dumb. But
You didn't like Ali Sheedy?
no.
It was cute. That's
some other movie.
Say about it.
Not in that movie. She didn't do nothing against me in that movie. In some other movie, she did something, and I was like, nope, I don't like her in any movie. No.
Or The Breakfast Club?
No, I kind of liked her in that. The Breakfast Club was pretty good, but I can't remember. I mean, she was one of those. She was a girl when we were all young, like one of the hot girls or whatever. I don't mean hot like that, but like the girls that were in every movie or whatever, like being given jobs all the time. So I don't know what movie it was. It was probably like one of those old ones for, I don't know. We don't want to get into it. We're not talking Star Wars here. Or we're talking special sci-fi here. I'm ending that poll, and we're going to Lost in Space and Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
Buckaroo Banzai.
Yep.
Interesting. I would say Lost in Space is your more like, what do you call?
It's more polished.
Yeah,
It's a more polished movie.
More, I was
But
going to
still,
say,
Lost in Space could have been a lot better movie than what it was.
I thought it was interesting, but yeah, it wasn't. I think the sci-fi, like if they would have kept the sci-fi interesting, then they would have done a lot better in that movie than just trying to be a weird comedy or whatever they were doing. Looks like we voted with the audience on that one. So I'm going to change that because we all voted for that. Okay, I can't find that. There it is. So then 12 Monkeys versus Last Starfighter.
12 Monkeys.
12 Monkeys.
Okay, well, we're all voting on that, so I don't think they get a choice. We'll see what they said, though. Oh, they voted the other way, so we pushed it. The next one is Aliens, the second one, versus Close Encounters. Close Encounters is pretty boring. There's some interesting pieces of it. Aliens is thriller and maybe horror, but way more stuff going on.
I'm going to say Close Encounters.
Although Aliens is kind of boring. There's a lot of tension or whatever. What about Gizzard?
I'm going to go Aliens this time.
Oh, snap. So we got 1 and 1. So if we're saying best movie, which one would I sit down and watch? I haven't watched Close Encounters, but like maybe 10 times. And I probably watched Aliens like 100 times. So
I
I'm
haven't
going to
seen either one of them in quite a while.
Yeah, it took me whenever we were doing something like this in somebody's chat. I watched Close Encounters. It's probably a year ago now, but it refreshed my memory on it, and I like it, and I like it because it's an '80s movie, I guess, but it's early '80s, and then there's awesome guns in it, but for like some time at the end, and that's it. And you do see them. I don't want to. It's a good gun movie. They don't use them; they're just carrying them around, but it's super cool, really cool guns. But then most of the movie's boring. I'm going to go with it. Anyway, so let's see what the audience is going with Close Encounters. So Gizzard and the audience take that one to the round 2, or whatever it is, 5, whatever this round would be. How do I move my...
This is my finals.
All right, so we're going to vote on the last 4 here. And then the results of these last 4 will give us the last 2. That's how we're going to work it tonight. So we've got Star Wars, and then the Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. We'll be asking the community before we vote. We'll see. We're going to look at their vote first. How many votes should we wait before we start deciding what we're going to vote for?
How many people are out there?
We've got 8 people on this channel. 8 people. Everybody came to this channel, so this is where we're voting. So we've got 3 votes at this point. Looks like it's 2-1 Star Wars. Not sure how active everybody is, that they're falling asleep, losing interest because their movies got kicked out already.
Yeah, they're mad. It's like, no, I'm not going to watch. My movie didn't win.
This is rigged.
Yeah.
All right, we're stagnant. That's Star Wars winning. What do you guys want to vote for?
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah, Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai is a good movie, but if it would have gone on and done everything else in the world, I guess it should be more like 5-0. That got pretty interesting because that one kept going, and then just died immediately. It didn't even have a chance.
Yeah.
So going on to the next one, we've got 12 Monkeys, not just 1 or 2, but 12 of them. And then also the one that's going up against is Close Encounters. There, so you have to say it long enough to be able to make the poll. So how many votes should we wait for? Let's see how many.
12.
Might be here a while.
Come back to leave the chat room. Come back tomorrow. We got 3, and it's already overwhelmingly to Close Encountered. Oh yeah, it's just getting more and more. Not even 1 vote for 12 Monkeys. That's interesting. Very interesting. So does that alter your vote at all?
No.
Okay. What are you voting for?
12 Monkeys. I really like both of them, but when I watch 12 Monkeys, it's a different feeling than when I watch Close Encounters.
There's more happening. Close Encounters is like, you know the deal at the end already. You've seen it, so you're just watching it to remember, I guess. There's not that much happening. I get you. Go ahead. Gizzard?
12 Monkeys.
Oh, man. Now I got to be the one on this one. I don't really know if it's going to matter, honestly, right? Because neither one of these is going to beat Star Wars.
No.
I think I agree. I just watched Close Encounters, so maybe I'd have more nostalgia for it if I didn't just watch it. And I highly recommend it. It's got some great ARs in it, like some really cool 1980s AR stuff and just like army stuff from the 80s, which is super cool if you like, woodland. And they're mostly just standing around. It's not like they're killing anybody or nothing. They're just standing around. They're hunting the people that are looking for the aliens or whatever, but they're not doing anything really. And then some helicopter stuff that's cool. And then, of course, the aliens and all that. But yeah, 12 Monkeys just has more going on. It's not my favorite movie by far or nothing, but the first time I watched it, I was kind of blown away. Then I watched it a few more times, and I was like, you know who I don't like that one guy, Brad Pitt, as much as everybody does. So I think they could have picked somebody else, and I would have liked it maybe better. So I think we all picked Star Wars as the winner. So I don't think any of us are surprised by the turnout. Was anything else though a surprise? Any of the other outcomes surprising? Any of the battles that blew you away?
Yeah, not really. It's a pretty good list, so
Mm-hmm. There wasn't a real clear cut.
like if it was Howard the Duck one or something like that, then yeah. It'd be surprising.
I'm going to put the poll out there for the folks that want to participate. Might be just going through the motions here, but Star Wars versus 12 Monkeys. It's possible that we're wrong, and everybody's going to start voting for 12 Monkeys here.
Now, if somebody ever comes up with a sci-fi version of Red Dawn,
what would be the sci-fi Red Dawn?
All bets are off at that point.
There must be something close. What's the sci-fi version of Red Dawn? There is the girl version of Red. Oh, what happened? I just killed everything. Dang. I did don't do Alt and then scroll, because evidently that goes backwards like 12 steps in your browser. So that wasn't the way to do it.
It's a good thing we remember what two movies we were voting on.
Yeah, I would like to have gotten a screenshot for everybody of that effort we just put in there. I guess I kind of scrolled out, so maybe I can get a screenshot from the video, but
record it and get it.
Yeah, anybody that thinks that they can hold any of this against us, completely wiped all the evidence. Good luck.
This was all planned.
Yep, that wasn't an accident. But yeah, if you hit Alt and scroll up, it goes backwards like 7 steps in your browser history. So I don't recommend it. But we were using a place called scorecount.com. They have a couple of different ways to play with their system there, and that was their tournament area. Thanks for letting us use it. I don't know that I'm obligated to mention them, but they're not paying us or nothing, and we didn't pay nothing for it. But I think it's a pretty decent looking system for what we're doing here. So thanks for that, and thanks for everybody for participating. It looks like Star Wars won. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. Two Leg Moo is saying Zombieland is like a Red Dawn sci-fi. I'm trying to think of something where they go to a planet and maybe they get attacked or something. There might be some episodes of shows that are based off of it or something. Independence Day could be a sci-fi Red Dawn. That's interesting.
That's closer.
Yeah, because that's an invasion and a defense against a greater force. I think I'm actually liking that one. It continues on beyond what Red Dawn does, right? Like Red Dawn kind of stops, but it kind of stops. Red Dawn kind of stops with the sacrifice of the dad.
Avenge me!
All right. Well, so I guess that's the end of the bracket and the end of the show. We accomplished our thing, which was to spend some time this evening chatting about the Sci-Fi. Invited a whole bunch of people, or no warning at all, like moments before the show while Clover and Ghost were in there, and just decided, okay, this must be people awake. Let's do a chat. So we're going to end it. If you have an invite, feel free to jump in. If you're out there and you want to chat off air, you know what that means, then feel free to jump in. Otherwise, if you guys have anything you want to plug, promote, announce.
Foul Territory Friday nights at sometime. I forget what time it's at.
Friday evenings at 7 p.m. my time.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, 8 p.m.
Be
Mountain,
specific.
9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. And then let's see, is there a mouse party this week?
There should be.
That'd be technically Thursday morning. Well, Wednesday night if you're on the Pacific time, I guess.
Yeah, 10:30 Pacific.
10:30 Pacific, 12:30 Central. So yeah, check that on the DM Foss channel.
All right. Well, thanks again, guys, for jumping in, and thanks for listening. If you're listening in the future, thanks for watching. Check out the other stuff that's happening, and we'll be back to do some more brackets at other times in the future. Your feedback will help us determine the frequency.
GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com.
I love how you said